members, and that number is only increasing, who feel very strongly that these two bills need to move together.
And the president can convince you to change your mind.
I don't think so. I mean, I've said to people, this is where I think the president is, this is where I think the speaker is. I want you to be really sure. I'm a really good vote counter, as I've said before. I like to know, but I like to present people with all the information. And people feel very strongly about this.
Breaking news, everybody. This is the most important stimulus check information that I want you to know. Democratic lawmakers are now ready to cut many programs from Joe Biden's social spending bill in order to reach a deal this week. Now, there is also a large number of Americans that will be eligible to receive a $1,100 payment before the end of the year. So about 4.5 million more Americans, everybody, will be getting a $1,100 check before the end of the year. Folks, get ready to see more stimulus payments in your bank account. And if you folks are excited to see a fourth stimulus check in your bank, then be sure to subscribe to my channel and stay until the end of this video. Without wasting your time, here's what I want you to know. 9 million payments are expected to go out under the Golden State Stimulus Check Part 2. That's done to California residents. And so far, half of these have been issued, about 4.5 million to be exact, and both by deposit and mail. A fourth batch went out on October 15th and was worth about $890 million. The payments will continue to be sent out every 2 weeks until all eligible people have received them. Anyone earning less than $75,000 in California can expect between $600 and $1,100. Anyone that was eligible for the first program could see an extra $500. To qualify, your 2020 taxes must have been filed by October 15th, and you must have a California adjusted gross income of less than $75,000 for 2020, and have wages under $75,000 for over half of 2020. Now, many Americans in other states have also been waiting for more stimulus relief. Nearly 100 Democratic lawmakers have advocated and called on Congress to send out the fourth stimulus check. Do you agree that we need a fourth stimulus check, everybody? Tell me in the comments below. And do you believe that they can get it done? Now, in efforts to help Americans get back on their feet after the crisis, Biden unveiled the American Jobs Plan, and this is aimed to make historic investments in the nation's infrastructure and workers, like yourself. Do you believe that President Biden can get the job done and send out the fourth stimulus check? Now, Republicans quickly rejected the proposal, saying that they would only support a bill focused on traditional infrastructure like roads, bridges, and airports. Negotiations between the White House and Republican leaders like Shelley Moore Capito also took place and quickly fell apart. In replacing these negotiations came the bipartisan infrastructure bill, put together with a group of Democratic and Republican senators. As of today, the infrastructure bill has been approved by the Senate, but has been held up in House of Representatives by Democrats, who are withholding their votes until the reconciliation bill is brought to the floor. Until last week, the White House had been negotiating with two Democratic senators like Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, and both of these senators are withholding their votes on the reconciliation bill based on its size. To gain their votes, some news outlets have reported that popular aspects are being cut. Nancy Pelosi plans to bring a companion bipartisan infrastructure bill to the House floor for a vote soon. Costs are not the only part of the bill that were still up in the air. Paying for the bill was also a question mark, especially after Sinema of Arizona said last week that she opposed two pillars of the Democrats' plan until now, and that's an increase in the corporate tax rate and a return to the pre-tax rate of 35%. That's all of the news I have for you folks. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your amazing support. If you have any more questions about the fourth stimulus check, then leave them in the comments below. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe.
Mr. President, yesterday was another productive day as we make progress towards finalizing President Biden's Build Back Better plan. After another vigorous, spirited caucus lunch, meetings continue with Senate colleagues and members of the White House, as well as with the President. An agreement is within arm's length, and we are hopeful that we can come to a framework agreement by the end of today. But we must continue working a little more to make sure it is the best deal possible for the American people. I am working especially hard to strengthen Medicare and make prescription drugs more affordable. Senator Sanders has worked hard to push for many of these Medicare provisions, and I support them. At its core, the goals of Build Back Better are about restoring the middle class in the 21st century, helping people who are in the middle class stay there, helping people who are struggling to get to the middle class to get there, and give more Americans the opportunity for good, fulfilling lives and better lives for their kids. And, of course, we must take bold action to tackle the climate crisis, which could overwhelm our globe all too quickly if we don't act. It's an agenda that favors not those at the very top, but everyday Americans who are struggling to achieve the American dream in the 21st century. Unfortunately, the past 20 years in America have been a story of middle-class decline, even before COVID. The Federal Reserve estimated that over 40% of Americans in this day and age would still have trouble covering an emergency expense of just $400, which you can easily incur if you have to fix your car, make repairs at home, or visit a doctor. A few decades ago, the story was very different. For much of the post-war era, most Americans had confidence that if you were willing to work hard, you could save a little and you could leave something behind for your loved ones. Nobody was guaranteed riches, but the basic bargain in America was that those who put in an honest day's work would be able to make ends meet. Build Back Better is precisely about rekindling that faith in the American dream. That's no easy task. Americans face serious, severe challenges today that did not exist in the past. Raising a family is more difficult than ever. The challenges of finding and affording childcare in pre-K have grown exponentially. Seniors are struggling to afford basic health care and prescription drugs. Mr. President.
Homes in America are heated with natural gas. So all of those people are going to be paying a lot more to heat their homes this winter. So it's really a double gut punch. They say, what kind of policies could this administration and the Democrats have done to cause all these things? Well, Joe Biden bragged about the fact, day number 1 in office, he killed the Keystone XL pipeline. He then put a moratorium on oil and gas leases on public lands, which affect many of our states. And then he went after Alaska. That's the reason that people are paying so much more for energy. It's these policies. So what's the administration decided to do about it? Astonishingly, they are asking OPEC plus Russia to produce and sell us more energy. Hard to believe, but it's on the White House website. The National Security Advisor put it on the website, asking Russia and OPEC to produce more and sell more energy to America. So right now, today, the United States is using more energy from Vladimir Putin's Russia than we are from Alaska. But this is a huge financial jackpot for Putin's Russia, for Iran, as well as from Saudi Arabia. And for what purpose? Well, to me, it's so that Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and John Kerry and apparently about 4 plane loads of Democrats